Hi there. In this brief explainer video, we're going to discuss how you can utilize a self-directed IRA, self-directed 401k, self-directed Roth IRA, or other tax-advantaged investment account to invest in privately held companies. Now, this could come in the form of your IRA having a limited partnership interest in a limited partnership. This could be your IRA having a membership interest or membership units in an LLC. Or it could potentially be your IRA owning shares in a privately held corporation. There are also some other variations of investing in privately held companies through maybe a debt instrument like a convertible note or a SAFE agreement, which stands for Simple Agreement for Future Equity. So different ways in which you can use a IRA to have a equity interest or other type of investment in a privately held company. So let's break down the three-step process to execute on these transactions. Step one is open and fund your self-directed IRA. Step number two is direct your investment. So direct the funds from your IRA out to the account for the investment opportunity. And then step number three is manage and monitor your investment. So let's look at step one. Step one, open and fund your self-directed IRA. You can work with an IRA counselor that will take you through the entire account open and funding process. Don't feel like you have to go through this entire process on your own. It's really important that your account is set up and funded well in advance. All too often, folks will attempt to identify the private company investment, which in many cases there are hard deadlines to meet. And then once they get close to that deadline, they'll try to open and fund their account. Well, the account opening process you'll find is very fast and very seamless. The challenge is we, along with you, are going to be at the mercy of your current IRA company or 401k provider to release the money and roll over or transfer those funds into the self-directed IRA. And all too often do I find people miss out on great opportunities because they failed to open and fund their account well in advance of that opportunity. So you would set up your account and fund it in advance, and then we go on to step number two, which is direct the investment. Here at Equity Trust, you will have access to a portal called My Equity. And your My Equity online portal will enable you to answer a series of questions about the specific investment you're making. You will then do a document upload of all of your supporting documents for the privately held company investment that you're making. So for example, in some privately held company structures, there's going to be a private placement memorandum or offering memorandum. There will also be an operating agreement if it's an LLC, or if it's a corporation, bylaws. And then in some instances, there's a stock purchase agreement in the case of buying shares of a privately held company, or maybe a subscription agreement or some other type of purchase agreement. So you will take all of these supporting documents and upload them into the online portal in order to initiate your investment. Now, it's very important to understand that when you're initiating a private direct investment with your self-directed IRA, that you use the appropriate titling. Remember, this isn't you personally or an entity of yours. This is your Equity Trust IRA. So for example, if you have an IRA and you're going to make an investment, your subscription agreement or other documentation for the investor will be listed as Equity Trust Company, Custodian, FBO, as in for benefit of, and then your name, IRA. If you have a Roth IRA, you might want to include Roth IRA in there as well. And then make sure that you use the appropriate tax ID number when you're filling in the subscription agreement or other information. That is the tax ID number associated with your Equity Trust IRA. You'll want to reach out to your Equity Trust associate and they'll be able to walk you through this process. Remember, as an Equity Trust client, you will have access to an onboarding specialist that will actually help walk you through the entire transaction. So once you have everything inputted into the system, you do a document upload of all of your documents. You then give us the direction to send the funds from your IRA directly to the bank account designated for that specific investment. So now you've officially consummated your privately held company investment, and that asset will now be displayed in your online My Equity portal. From there, you manage and monitor your investment. So any dividend payments, distributions, redemptions, all of those transactions will be documented in your online system, and most importantly, all funds will need to flow back into the self-directed IRA. In other words, because your IRA owns this asset, this privately held company, all income generated must flow back into the IRA. You couldn't personally take that income because that would be considered a prohibited transaction. So the three-step process, once again, is open and fund your account, direct your investment, and then manage and monitor your investment. And remember, it's very critical that your account is set up and funded well in advance so that you don't miss out on any transactions. If you were to move over money and let's say, for instance, the opportunity fell through, you always have the opportunity for future transactions to come about. And if that doesn't occur, you could always transfer back to wherever the money was currently at. So just make sure that your account is set up and funded well in advance. If you need assistance with this process, you can check out the link in the comments box, and you'll find that you can set up a one-on-one consultation with one of our IRA counselors. I hope you enjoyed this short training video. Until the next one, keep leveraging compounding interest in the absence of taxation.